everybody. Welcome back to It's Samira Interviews. Obviously, I'm Samira, and today I am joined by, she's a wrestler, she's a podcaster, she's a mom, she's so much more. It's Aria Blake.
Hello.
How are you doing today?
Let's see. Today is good. Today has been busy. I've been up for 12 hours now, doing everything, but good. This is like my first time really sitting down for more than 2 seconds.
And how is Mr. James doing?
You'll probably hear in the background, he woke up literally about 23 minutes ago. So he is ready for the second half of his day. He had some kind of blend that was like carrot, banana, blueberry, organic fruit shit. I don't know, like better stuff than I probably ate when I was a child. And he's watching like a sensory video that it just has like different shapes and stuff that go on the screen, and it's accompanied by music. So it's not like too stimulating, but keeps him distracted. So he's good.
So, how was his first birthday? I know it was a couple weeks ago.
It was really special because my parents came into town. They lived north of Clearwater, like my hometown area, and they came all the way to Vegas, which they do not like to do. Like for my mom, a 10-minute trip to the next town over is like a big deal. Like she hates traveling. So it was super nice to have them here and see their like grandbaby. TJ's family came in from California. We had some local friends and stuff. Melissa Santos and her daughter came by. It was really fun, and just had like cute little Mickey Mouse like themed balloons and
Aww.
decorations, a cupcake stand. James had a smash cake, but most babies like literally smash it, and he's kind of just like he was like polite about it, and I'm like, be messy for pictures. But so it's fun. He got lots of presents. He was very happy.
Aww. So, how has being a mom changed you as a person?
Literally in every way. Like I remember Melissa had brought me home from the hospital after I gave birth because TJ had a show. James came like 16-ish days early, I think, something like that. So this was like TJ's last round of shows that he expected to work, and James was born on a Thursday, so kind of the worst time for a wrestler who does the indies and leaves Friday, comes back Sunday. So Friday he ended up not working, stayed with me. Saturday I urged him to go to his show, and like he did his thing. I don't know if you can hear James in the background. I think he knows I'm talking about him. Um, but yeah, so TJ wasn't there. Melissa brought me back, and I like instantly felt in mom mode. I'm like, okay, I set James down, got him situated in his bassinet. He was sleepy at the time. Got him a bottle, got my dogs and my pigs situated, got the house cleaned up. Like literally just felt like I left that house like pregnant and just my old self, and came back and was like mother mode. Everything has to get done, take care of everybody, and just kind of my whole life now like is literally watching this little guy like grow and learn new stuff every day. And like wrestling is still there. There's projects I have, but there's nothing that could be more important or nothing I love more than James.
Aw. Is there like baby number two at all? Or you guys like chill with just one kid?
We definitely would like a girl, um, whether that be in the form of baby number two, or if we get, another boy and then another girl. Like, I think I could personally max out at three. Two would be my preferred stopping point. I don't know when though, because like sometimes I'll be on TikTok and I'll see like something really cute. I'll be like, I want a baby right now, like a newborn, because like James is only one, he's still a baby, but like it's so different having them, fresh out the womb. They're so tiny and so just itty bitty, and I miss it. It goes by so fast. So there will be another one at some point. I just don't know when. Hopefully soon though.
So, besides being a mom, you are now also a podcaster. What made you want to start the Brat Chat?
A few things really. I I guess the biggest thing is that I love podcasts. Like like this is my constant look, having like either my AirPods or TJ's headphones or something in. Like I have to hear noise, and like music is fun, but for me, hearing a conversation and getting my brain like stimulated and going, or laughing at jokes or whatever, learning something new is so much more fun to me. So like, it's as much as a wrestling fan I am, I have a podcast, you know, I just love them. And having a journalism degree, I'm like, okay, I feel like I'm pretty qualified to interview people, you know, maybe not at like an interrogative level, but I know the flow of a conversation and how to get fun information out of people to tell a story. And then I guess with also wrestling, like I was, so we had COVID, everything got locked down. I got pregnant the end of 2020, found out beginning of early 2021. So that eliminated that year for me. So COVID, pregnant, been away from wrestling for so long that if anything like that comes up again, it's still a project for me to be in the business somehow, like without, you know, ruining my job, like my body and potentially breaking something, not being able to mother really. Like it's a way for me to, I guess, not really like stay up to date, because that's kind of what social media is for, but just like keep in contact with people, learn new stuff. It's, I don't know, it's been fun, but rocky so far.
Yep, there's like so many moving parts to it. I know like we talked about it before, like when I was on yours, and there's like so many, other moving
Mhm.
parts to the job that you're just like, oh my gosh.
Yes, it's like, you know, it's so much more than what we're doing right now. This is the fun part. Like, I know from having like a YouTube channel briefly, like a vlog or whatever, when I thought I was interested, like in 2018, I remember like iMovie, just the oh, editing and just being annoyed and trying to get things exactly right and sound, and it's flashbacks of that and flashbacks of college, and like, you know, figuring out what to promote, um who to talk to next. Just I like this part of it.
And it's always great when you see the end result and everybody's enjoying it and you're just like, this is, this is it. This is it for me, all that hard work.
I hope so, because I'm still struggling to export the damn thing, because this platform I'm on wants my money to be able to have like more hours, and I don't know. I really haven't had the time to play with it as much as I would like. And once I do like get it uploaded, I hope it goes that way.
You got this. If you need any help, you got me. And I'm sure there's
Yes,
other
thank you,
people, but
thank
I got
you.
you, girl. Was there
Mm-hmm.
anybody you like looked up to like in the podcasting world to like, start up your own podcast?
Mm-hmm. Um, I like you. You know, you're a fun follow. You have fun interviews, all that. But all the podcasts I listen to are kind of in the realm of stand-up comedy, so they're not really like journalistic interviews. They're kind of just, honestly, for the most part, it's guys just messing around. So that like, just hearing that, I mean, like, okay, I know that that's a job for some people. Why not make it my job? So I guess that's kind of a way to be inspired. But like for me, like my favorite podcasts are like the Legion of Skanks is my favorite. I like Matt and Shane's secret podcast. There's one called Dad Meat I love. There's a radio show on Sirius XM called The Bonfire, which is like podcasty format, but because it's on Sirius, it's radio. So like those silly things I listen to, but like in a way they do make me want to create my own content.
Oh, I love that. I've never heard of like the stand-up comedic part of podcasts before. So that must be interesting
Yeah.
to hear.
Yeah, it's not like what you think. It's not like literally just set after set of jokes. Like there's channels like that on Sirius, I'm sure. But these are just like comedians just being funny with each other, like talking about things like trending topics or the news, or if they came across a funny video, and like then you can become ingrained in like the following of that, like the fellow fans, following them on social media, like getting inside jokes. And I don't know, for me, comedy has just always been one of my favorite like things to listen to. It's just, it's not serious, and it's like not like the platform serious, like SER serious, but like it's not like, I don't know, just I feel like there's so much depressing shit in the world these days, like especially with news and things you can listen to, that if I can listen to two guys make dick jokes for an hour and just laugh stupidly at it, that will make me happy.
Do you have a dream guest for the Brat Chat? I know you probably like have a list of people, but is there somebody specific that you're dying to have on your show?
Um, I so like a lot of my favorite wrestlers are people I don't know if I could really have on, like people under certain contracts and stuff, or people where there might be a language barrier. But I think my top guest above anything else would be Lita because she's like an icon to me. And it's so funny because like TJ actually like knows her like on like a like colleague level. And I'm like, you don't understand. I love her. I met her at a SuperCon show once. She was doing like a signing and I was doing the wrestling. And she had a little dog and I was like she was just checking out the wrestlers. So I'm like, they are a real person.
Is TJ gonna be on the podcast at all?
Absolutely. It's probably going to be in this room. This is his office if you can't tell by paraphernalia. Um, but yes, he's in Japan right now. So we literally talk like when my morning starts and then when my morning or when my day ends because like of how the time difference is. So when he's here, that's probably going to be my first like in-person one.
Aw. So is like how's wedding planning coming along? Have you guys set a date? Or are you guys just like kind of taking your time with everything?
Kind of all of the above, honestly. um, so like right now we're just engaged and that means that I have my shoot last name and he and James are Perkins. So on paper it's kind of confusing like if I go to the doctor and like or somewhere and they ask the last name and I say Perkins, they're like, we don't have that. I'm like, is it under insert my shoot last name here? And they're like, oh yeah. And I'm like, okay, it'd be a lot easier if I just had the same last name. So I think just for that kind of sake and like, protecting ourselves and paperwork sake, we might just legally take care of like all the marriage bureau stuff sooner than later, possibly when he gets back. Um, but like the actual wedding, I go back and forth so much on what I want to do. Like we were gonna have it October of this year, but then the place we wanted to have it at is like Red Rock Canyon. It's not like an actual building. It's literally like national park, like just rocks and stuff. And you have to like get land permits and stuff. And I just hadn't made up my mind in time what I wanted to do, like out far enough from our projected date. So I'm like, whatever, I'll put off till next year. Hopefully we're gonna move out of Las Vegas back to Florida to be closer to my family. So like I think once we're landed there, that might be a good time to really get on like the actual wedding party of it, like ceremony and stuff. But I don't know, like I'm not really in a rush. Like we have a kid, that's a pretty big commitment.
Would you ever be a tag team with him? We're gonna have some mixed tag action.
I would love that. I think it would be so fun. He can do all the work and I'll like come in here and there. But yeah, no, I think that'd be so fun. We've trained together a few times here locally, but yeah, that would be fun.
Maybe up at MLW, no, you guys both work there. You can just like go over there and be like, hey, you guys can mix it up maybe with Alicia Richard Holiday.
Yes, that would be fun. It would also continue my like mixed tag streak in MLW because that was the other match I've had there. So yeah, I would be down. I would have to get such cool gear though, because his gear like blows any idea I've ever had out of the water. Like it's so much more fancy than anything I have.
You also did broadcasting. You also like touched on it a little bit before in this earlier on in the interview, and you also did broadcasting at MLW. Do you miss that at all?
Um, it's so much more interesting actively being part of the show, like as it's going on, as opposed to filming like a pre-tape that you hope gets edited in or at the very least gets put online or something. But it is a fun position, but I think it, for me at least, was a good starting point.
Would you ever like look to do more broadcasting work, or are you just more looking to do wrestling more, or both?
I love both, of course. I don't know. I guess if the right broadcasting opportunity came across, because wrestling is wrestling. If you're a wrestler, you're just straight up a wrestler. But if you're a broadcaster, you be commentator, ring announcer, backstage interviewer, solo on your own kind of interviewer like this. So I don't know. I do like both, but I kind of feel like if I could do maybe 75% active wrestling stuff and like 25%, you know, not as active, more on the broadcast side.
So, like, speaking of the wrestling, what's it been like, getting back into the ring after giving birth?
Difficult. A lot harder. Like I said, I pretty much have had 2 years off with COVID and being pregnant. So it's kind of like you still remember, like, okay, I still remember the moves of doing XYZ, but actually like physically walking through stuff, I'm like, shit, I'm blown up. Like I can be in the gym all day, but it's not going to be the same as ring training, unfortunately. It's just, it comes with time and the dust comes off eventually. But I don't know, I'm not really trying to, at the moment, hit wrestling as hard as I can the way I used to because of having the baby. So eventually I'll get where I need to be.
Do you have like a list at all for like when you like fully come into a little more, like do you have a list of people you want to wrestle, companies you want to work for?
I guess my dream like not necessarily my dream company, but just my dream I guess would be to wrestle in Japan. And there's so many companies over there, like amazing places for women to learn and do their craft. And any place that would be willing to have me, I'd be so grateful for. Whether it's Stardom, Marvelous, TJPW, anywhere really. But opponent, my favorite in Japan is Sherry from Stardom. She would beat my ass and be happy about it. I think Mayu is incredible. I think Starlight Kid is really, really good. I've always said I've wanted to wrestle Allison Kay because I've only ever wrestled her in a custom, and it's not the same as like a live event match. I would like to wrestle Taya in a singles, that mixed tag I was talking about earlier. She was part of it. Oh, there's so many more. I'm like going country by country in my head now. It's just so long, so I have a lot to catch up for.
And I know we talked about this on your podcast. I know we won't go too deep into it, so people will go check it out on your podcast, but starting your own promotion.
Okay.
Would you actually do it?
I don't know. Like, I think it would. Okay, so I like having like a customs operation under my belt. Like, that to me is enough of a project because like filming something at a wrestling school that I can edit and make perfect with no fans there, so different than like a whole ass live operation. I've seen so many things go wrong. And at the end of the day, like almost everything's gonna come back to the promoter. Like if there's a talent that's inebriated, it's going to be their fault, but it's ultimately going to come down to the promoter for why did you let this person perform like that or let them in the building or whatever. Or if it's the problem with the building, like, oh, then the promoter didn't check with the owner and the codes or blah, 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 or fucking even natural disasters, like, oh, the promoter didn't cancel the show in time enough. I don't know if I would want those responsibilities.
There's a lot to it, and, whatever happens, happens.
Yeah, like, I just wouldn't want to be the one that gets in trouble, really. Like, I could executive produce something from afar, perhaps, and just, like, or creatively suggest things. But to ultimately be the fall person is, I have too much anxiety.
So I'm gonna ask you one last question before we get into the fun questions like that I like to do around here is I always like to ask everybody, where do you see yourself within the next year?
Ooh. I don't know. I really don't, like, because it could either, okay, I think it could go one of two ways. I think I could either keep doing what I'm doing now, chilling, hopefully have this podcast be more successful, feel more comfortable with wrestling, James Durpin, whatever, or it could go a dramatically different route, and I could be expecting baby number two because we've kind of talked about how like we don't want them to be more than 3 years apart. So I'm like, I don't know. I would prefer to do the first one. I don't think I'm ready for that second maybe yet, but if I were to call it, one of those ways.
Aww. So I know Halloween is coming up, and I see that you love Halloween. I see it on your socials. Do you know
Yeah.
what you're gonna be yet? Do you know what James is gonna be?
Yes. We got James's costume. We did a family trip to Spirit. He's gonna be Stay Puft from Ghostbusters. I don't know what I'm gonna be though. Obviously something to accompany that, but I mean, I haven't seen a movie since I was so young. Like, I do not remember anything. And like TJ, this is a whole TJ project. He wanted James to dress up as that. He thinks it's the cutest thing ever. So I'm like, all right, fine, I don't care. Like, he could be that. But yeah, hopefully we can take him like trick or treating this year, even if it's just like to two houses or across the street or something, like just to have that little family moment. Hopefully he's not in Japan and little man can get candy and give it to me.
What are you most excited for in like the Halloween season?
I just really love the aesthetic of it all. I really love, the decor, the light, costumes. It brings back happy memories for me being in elementary school and like really just doing it up in school those days and going trick or treating, spooky movies. Just I don't know, it's a really fun time.
Now I got a controversial question.
Oh boy.
Candy corn or no?
Hell yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank
Yes,
you.
yes, yes. Heavily, yes.
Because I know that's a debate. I don't know why people don't like candy corn. It is good.
No, I didn't really know that it was such a big, like, hated thing. I was
I
like,
didn't know
oh,
either.
this is a debate? I love it. No,
They're
yeah.
like it's just sugar or it's something. I'm like, no, it's good. It's good for you. Just eat it. You'll be fine.
Yeah, it's people act like it's got this crazy taste to it and then it's disgusting. I'm like, no, it's fine. Like, I've never heard up until like recent years anybody really having that strong of an opinion on it. And then it's like the world got divided.
It's so interesting to see because I just hear they're like, no. I'm like, what is this? Like this is like pineapple on pizza. It's like the same thing. People are
Mm-hmm.
arguing over this.
Yeah, it's about as bad. Like, say, if we're gonna get into holiday candies, like I think heaps are trash. I think straight in the bin, garbage. Like candy corn's so much better than that.
I'm not a fan of jelly beans. Just no.
They're not my favorite, but I feel like a nice if I see like a dish, I would take like a green one or an orange one, like something along the lines of citrusy. But yeah, like I definitely could not sit there and eat many over and over. Like it would literally have to be like one or two and done.
Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
So my last question for you. This is probably going to be the hardest question of the interview. Are you ready?
I don't know. Okay.
What is your favorite squishmallow?
I'm looking at that over
I told
there.
you it was hard.
Okay, I have 45.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm gonna look at my computer to see if we can see it.
Oh my gosh.
They're all over there. You see that big blue blob?
Oh my god. That is awesome though.
It goes way past, like, see where the cruiserweight belt is? Behind
Yeah.
that wall, the couch continues, and
Oh my
there's more.
gosh.
But yeah, that big blue one. Her name is Anastasia. She is an axolotl, and she's fucking huge. I was at Target with James and TJ one day, and obviously I had to go look at the Squishmallows, and Target was packed with the good ones, and like they knew I was coming, and I saw her, and she is a big girl, so I was like, fucking beeline ran to her pretty much, abandoned my family, and just like grabbed her like I'm 6 years old. I love her, but yeah, she was on sale. She's a good one. Today in the mail, I had a fan send me the Hello Kitty Frankenstein one. I've not been able to find it. It's been my desperately in need of. This girl's like, oh, my local Walgreens has like 100 of them. I'm like, cool, mine has zero. Come through, and
Oh
she
my
did.
gosh. We
TJ
love
set that
that.
up. Yeah, he like messaged her and was like, can you send this to our PO box, please,
Oh
for my
my gosh.
fiance? So yeah, and then people just like will buy me ones off my wish list too. Like I've got Hello Kitty ones, latte ones, like a pumpkin spice
Oh
latte.
my God, I literally have that right here.
Yes, yes, yes. A peppermint mocha one that I have named Marsha. Also got her at Target come through. Um, yeah, I'm pretty much just looking for Halloween ones right now. I've got a few of them, but a few is not enough ever. I need them all.
I love that. That's amazing. I'm sure my bed's gonna be starting to take over with them. We got like Charmander, like Five Below one in the back. But
Yes.
that pumpkin spice one, I love pumpkin spice. So I was like, I need this in my life.
I really don't, honestly. Like I used to work at Starbucks, so I like had the like as soon as we got the pumpkin syrup, I was like, okay, it's gonna be free. I'll try it here. Never had it before. Wasn't too impressed, but I love the smell of anything like pumpkin spice, pumpkin vanilla, pumpkin apple, pumpkin whatever the fuck, anything is good. But that's honestly, it's just I needed it. Like I don't even care if it's a pumpkin spice latte. It could be a shit spice latte, and I would still buy it.
I love that.
Ah.
Well, Aria, thank you so much for joining me on here today. Can you tell everybody where they can find you on social media?
Yes. My main social media is my Instagram. It is the Aria Blake. Twitter is I'm Aria Blake, and OnlyFans.com/Aria Blake Official. My YouTube channel at the moment is YouTube.com/Aria Blake. The channel name is the Brat Chat. There's nothing on there right now, but hopefully by the time this gets posted, I will have my shit together and have your interview up among many others.
So all of the social media should be here on the screen as well as in the description below of everything that's listed. Again, thank you, Aria, for joining me today.
Yes, thank you for having me.